channel. So today we have a full face of Benefit makeup and we go through what I like, what I dislike, what I'd buy again, what I wouldn't probably bother with, what we think of all the products completely honestly. So if you guys would like to see what I think of Benefit makeup and what I have in my collection, then please keep watching. So my hair isn't plain bald today, so we're just gonna ignore that. First up is primers, and a lot of you guys will already know that Benefit are really famous for their primer professional. I had only used the original one, which is this green one here, prior to being gifted this set around October time, and then I got the chance to try out the Pearl Primer, which is like an illuminating one, and also the hydrating primer. I think if I was going to buy it again, I'd probably just pick up the original. I don't see like a massive difference with these two, but the original one is really good. Anybody who struggles with large open pores or a lot of texture, then I do like to smooth over with the original professional, so I definitely recommend trying that out anyway. It's been a primer that I've liked for absolute years now. So I was having this debate over on my Instagram the other day about whether you guys actually use primers. Is it something that you use all the time, or is it something that you kind of dip in and out of? Me personally, I do. I dip in and out of using primers all the time. I think as long as you've got a really good skincare base down before you start, then you should be good to go. But I do like using primers, and I have discovered some primers that I've really been enjoying using recently, so that's nice too. First up, we're going to go in with the Hello Happy Flawless Brightening Foundation by Benefit. I'm not going to lie, I haven't heard the best things about Benefit foundation. I asked you guys if you had it over on my Instagram, and if you did have it or you've had it in the past, to leave me a review on what you thought about it, and literally everybody said pretty bad things about it. So this is going to be a really interesting one to try. It does have pretty big claims. So it says happiness is a brighter, hydrated, flawless looking complexion. Photochromatic pigments instantly adapt to brighten your skin in any lighting. Flower acids help boost radiance. Hyaluronic acid help keep skin hydrated. And it says it's 12-hour long wear and medium coverage. So yeah, it says good things, but we're gonna have to give it a try. If you saw my haul video, then you'll know that I got this in the Debenhams closing down sale. They didn't have a whole load of shades left, so I kind of just took a little bit of a gamble with this one. As always, you guys know what I'm like with smells post Charlotte Tilbury foundation. This one actually smells okay, we can deal with it. Can't get over how orange it looks in person. So first impressions, I honestly can't get over orangier tone in person. If I had a slightly lighter shade, it might be a little bit better, but I just can't get over how in your face it is. It goes on quite nice. It is definitely quite flawless, but it does sit on top of your skin. It has that kind of texture, you know them certain foundations that have like that little bit of a texture to it. It definitely has that. Also one of them foundations that doesn't look like a second skin, it sits on top of your skin. So first impressions, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of this at all. Oh my gosh, I'm really hoping the concealer saves us and brightens us up, because this just, I can't deal with it right now. So swiftly moving on, we're going to try out the Boing Concealer. Foundation is in shade 6 and the concealer is in shade 5, so it's just one down. I've never tried this before I bought it. For the last couple of days since I filmed my haul, I thought I'll just give it a little bit of a go, and I've genuinely been really liking it. It gives you quite a flawless under eye. See what it's like sat on this foundation. We'll see if it still sits really nicely or whether it sits completely differently. So like I said, this is just one shade lighter than the foundation, and look at the colour difference. That's quite the jump. I'm going to apply quite a lot of this just to try and get rid of that foundation colour. A little bit goes a very long way, because obviously I've only dipped that in the concealer once for one side and once for the other. Pop a little bit on the forehead, down the centre of my nose and onto my chin. I'm really praying this lightens me up. Oh guys, we do these full face tutorials for a reason, to give you guys the lowdown on what's good and what's not so good and what you should spend your money on. So as you can see, that concealer is blending out really nicely, and it's right, it is cakeless. Like it hasn't seemed to like caked on my eyes the last couple of days I've used it, and it doesn't seem to be right now either, which is really nice. I'm a bit shocked that this is only one shade down. You would think that it would be maybe like a couple of shades down, considering how dark the foundation is. Okay, so the concealer seems to have toned that down a little bit. So my impressions on the concealer is really nice. It definitely does blend out really easily. Like I said, the adapter's quite strange, but I quite like it. An example, you can see that it's like bendy. So when you pop it on the skin, it's just quite a weird sensation to what I'm used to, but it's not a bad point. It's just quite different. Yeah, and that's brightened up my under eye really nicely, and it has toned down that foundation a smidge. So yeah, my first impressions of that concealer this week has been really good, and so far I really recommend it. I mentioned in my haul that I used to use the little pot of Boing, and that is still available to buy. I used to buy it in shade 2 because it had like a slight pink undertone, and it was really nice. I absolutely loved that. I used to use it underneath my foundation to really brighten up my under eye, and it worked beautifully. I think they've changed it since. Whether they reformulated or just repackaged, I'm not sure. So maybe I should try that out again, especially now that I like this concealer, because I did used to use that back in the day and I loved that. Okay, so I'm not gonna go in with any powder, because with the way that this is sitting on top of the skin, I just think it would go really cakey and really heavy. I could kind of imagine it clogging in certain areas, because obviously it is sitting on top of the skin. It's bringing out my texture a little bit more. So I think adding powder over the top of that would be a disaster. So we're not going to try that. Just accidentally knocked my foundation, and look how much that's moved. That has left a proper white patch. Isn't good. I'm all for obviously setting your foundation and stuff, but for your foundation to move that much and leave a dent, that just shows how much it's like sitting on top of the skin. I'm going to go in with some Benetton. So I got a set for Christmas, and I got like the little minis in of the Benettons and also the high beam highlighter, so I'm going to be using them. I did a look a little while ago of like using new makeup bits that I had sat around, and this was one of them. A massive blast from the past, to be honest, but I was quite surprised. I actually quite liked it, and I used to remember that it would kind of go on the skin and just stick and not move at all whatsoever. However, it seems to be a lot easier to blend out now, which is really good. I don't know whether I'd rave about it. I really do like liquid blushes, and I have some great ones in my collection, so I'm not sure I would go out and maybe buy this one as my top priority, but I didn't hate it. To have it in the set, it was nice, and like you can see here, I'm just building it up really slowly, and it's nice for that. As you can see, it's like really sheer. It looks really dark obviously when you apply it, but straight away it gently goes into the skin, which is quite nice. As you can see, that's built up a really nice subtle glowy blusher, which I really like. I've enjoyed using it, but I'm not sure I would rush out and go and buy it again. And I've just got it all over me, and now that is stained. That's great. I'm gonna go in with High Beam, which is the liquid highlighter, and I'm only gonna apply a little bit of this because I remember from that video I literally applied a little bit and it did just stick straight away where I put it. So I tried applying it with a brush and I ended up blending it out with my finger. So today I'm going to go in with a sponge. I do have the powder highlight, which I'm super excited to try. I've seen loads of people rave about it, so we'll pop that one over the top. Okay, so on to bronzer. I have two choices. I have the original Hoola and I have the Hoola Caramel. This in a video as I got this a couple of months ago, and I've been trying it out non-stop because everybody raves about it. I've not seen like one bad thing about it, and I just don't seem to have gelled with it. I don't know what it is. I don't hate it, but every time I apply it, like, it just doesn't wow me. I love the original Hoola. I think that is a great contour shade and I like warming up my face with other bronzers. So I thought this would give me like a 2-in-1. It would warm me up, but it would also give me, you know, that contour within. But I don't know what it is about it. I just haven't clicked with it. I'm just not wowed by it. It's not something that I would go out and buy again. And I'm really sad about it because everybody seems to like it. I'm not sure, is that I'm maybe doing wrong as to why I don't like it, or maybe what's wrong with my skin as to why it's not great. So on this one, I maybe wouldn't completely count this out because I have heard so many amazing things about it. And if you do have it, then please leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think about it because I'm just not wowed by it and it makes me so sad. Like, I really, really want to love it. So I'm going to use this one today and you guys can see what I mean. So as you can probably see, it just kind of seems to sit there, and yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, it's not bad, like, I don't hate it, but it just kind of sits there. From the front, it gives you like a nice shadow. It's quite bronzy, but it just kind of sits there. It doesn't look brilliant like with my skin, whereas there's other bronzers that I use and I just absolutely love them. They sit so nice with the blusher, they bring my whole face together, but this, I don't know what it is. That is the bronzer applied, and you can see, yes, it gives you that shadow, but it's nothing that I love. Hoola Original, I would recommend all day, every day. It's a great one to have in your kit to give that contour, and also on your really, really fair clients. It's absolutely brilliant on those types of skin tones. Okay, so now onto the really exciting bit. This is Cookie by Benefit. This is the highlighting shade, and you will have already seen a sneak peek of this on my haul if you watched that. This is like a peachy champagne colour and it looks absolutely beautiful. I've seen so many people use it, so I'm super excited to try this out. Like, this I was absolutely dying to try. Oh wow, that is so stunning. Okay, I'm super impressed with that. That is beautiful. It doesn't give you that weird cast from the front, you know how sometimes it can leave like a little bit of a shadow. It's all looking good in that department. That just gives such a beautiful glow. Other really weird thing about that bronzer that I just don't understand. So you can see that here it looks like I've completely missed around my hairline, when that's not the case at all. I've actually gone over that a couple of times now thinking like, whoa, did I miss it? But I definitely haven't, and it's kind of clung to this part, and that is just so strange. Like, why has it done that? And again, like, you can see that it's clung to here, in like kind of like a bit of a patch, and I just don't get it. I honestly don't get it. And this is why I'm not a huge fan of it, because it isn't patchy. It doesn't give you like them like that flaky like patchy colour. It just kind of like sits really strangely in like a little patch. But it's not patchy. I feel like this isn't going the way that I wanted it to, which is so sad. Moving on to something that I know I love from Benefit, and that is their brow products. So we have Precisely My Brow, which I'm obsessed with. This is a really thin eyebrow pencil and it's been absolutely brilliant. I'm really loving using this at the moment. We have the Brow Pomade, which I've loved for quite a while now, for quite a few years. I used to love their Browsings before it got reformulated. I haven't tried the new one since, but Brow is their pomade and that's really good as well. Then we have Goof Proof, which is like a chunkier angled crayon that they do. The 2 brow gels, which is a 24-hour brow setter. If you're a regular to my channel, you will know I love this stuff. I literally use it pretty much every single makeup look. I love it that much. If you want a brow gel that's going to keep your brows in place and it's not going to feel like crispy, because I know some of them do, and it's just actually gonna last you all day and make your hairs sit exactly where you want them to, then this is your go-to product. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. Can't honestly recommend it enough. I know it's £22.50, which is quite pricey considering you can get a lot more affordable brow gels, but genuinely it's worth investing. Then we have the Gimme Brow, which is amazing for anybody that has like those sparser brow hairs, or maybe like a patch that you want to kind of fill in a little bit more. It's a brow gel that has little fibres in it that attach to your brow hairs, just giving you a lot more of a fuller look. So this is also great, and I use this especially on my clients that want that fluffier brow but don't have many hairs to play with. So for today's brows, we're going to use the Goof Proof because I've been using Precisely My Brow so much, and I've just done a recent brow tutorial using the Brow Pomade. So if you want to check that out, then go to my channel and you will see in one of my recent videos my brow routine, and I use Brow to do that. So definitely go and check that out. I'm just going to firstly brush up with the little spoolie that's on the end of the pencil. This is great. My tip with these crayons is to just pull it out ever so slightly, nothing too much. I like to bring my brows ever so slightly more out than the natural hair growth, because it comes like down and round, and I like a little bit more of a lifted look. It's crazy how much brows actually frame your face. They completely change the way the whole makeup looks and everything. I absolutely love doing brows, and I love it when clients come in and they really struggle with the brows and I can just give them those hints and tips and really help them master their brows. I absolutely love doing that. Okay, so it wouldn't be right if I didn't use that brow set after how much I raved about it. So it comes with this like little comb, and I just use that obviously on the side to brush through my brow hairs. And this just gives your brows so much more texture. It honestly really helps. This is great as well if you guys naturally have quite a lot of brow hairs and you don't really need to pencil them in. You could kind of just pop this in your brows so that they're fixed in place for the day and go. Use the most of the products that we already have and use them as multi-purpose products so that we can use them all over the face. I'm just going to do a everyday quick kind of makeup look for you guys today. So using that Benefit Caramel Bronzer, I'm going to use this just as a little bit of an eyeshadow in my crease, just to give my eyes that little bit of depth. I do this for my like everyday routine usually. and it honestly makes such a big difference. As you can see, this eye is quite like stark, but when you add the depth back into your crease just with a quick wash of product, it makes a massive difference. And whatever you've got left on your brush, I recommend to take down the sides of your nose if you want a really subtle nose contour. Just tried sitting like pouncing with a beauty blender, trying to make that bronzer like blend in a little bit more, but it ain't moving. It's just stuck where it wants to stick. Okay, so onto mascara. I have tried Benefit's Their Real and also their Roller Lash. Their Real is amazing and it does give you amazing results, but getting it off is honestly such a pain, and I am not that person that wants to sit for ages like with an oil cleanser trying to get it off, or with their cleanser, and I just think it's crazy to buy their exact cleanser to remove just a mascara. Like, that's so expensive. So yeah, I was never a fan of their Real for that reason, but their actual results was absolutely great. So then I went on to using Roller Lash, and that was my favourite mascara for quite a while, and I just haven't used it for some years, so I thought I would try the Bad Girl Bang because I've heard amazing things about this one as well. I've been using this now for probably a month and a half, I'd say, and I've been really liking it. The formula's really wet, so it's one of those mascaras that, God forbid you sneeze while you're doing it, it's gonna go everywhere, but I do really like it as a mascara. I don't have terrible lashes, but I also don't have amazing lashes either. It just gives a little bit of definition to your lashes, and it does give them quite a bit of length as well, which is nice. What I like to do is do the top lashes first, then do the bottom lashes, and then go back and give the top lashes a second coat. Okay, so that is a second layer of mascara, so you guys can see what kind of look that's given me. I have quite good bottom lashes, to be honest, and I really like the way that it makes my bottom lashes look. I do like quite a chunky, volumized bottom lash line, but yeah, for a mascara and for an everyday look, I do think it's really nice, and it does open up your eyes. Because the formula is quite wet, if you try and go in with that second coat too quickly, then it goes quite clumpy, but as long as you try and give it like a couple of minutes just to kind of dry first, then you do get a much more separated look. Because that cookie is such a beautiful highlighter, I'm going to take that in the inner corner just to give us that extra bit of highlight, and also on the brow bone. And sticking with the theme of a quick everyday look with the products that we've already got, I'm going to use Benny Tint because it's not only a liquid blusher, but it's also a lip tint. One thing that I used to always think about this, and I still think this about it, is it's such a wet formula that when you put it on your lips, you can't help but kind of like get a taste of it, and the taste is not great, I'm not gonna lie. You can see that one layer gives a sheer look, and then this second layer just gives it a bit more of that rosy coloured tint. And that is the end of the video. So this is a full face of Benefit. What did you guys think? What's your honest opinions? That foundation honestly had me for a good minute. I mean, I can't say it's something that I'm gonna repurchase, honestly. Sitting on the skin I can imagine if you do have fine lines or anything, or wrinkles, that it would definitely sit on top of that and accentuate it. I can see that I have a little bit of texture here and it's pulling at that and really showing that off, which isn't great. Also, that bronzer today has just kind of sealed my decision. It's just obviously not for me. I don't know whether it's just worse over this foundation, because like I said, I have used it quite a few times now. I've really tried to love it. It's not been my favourite, but I've not hated it. But the way that it's sitting on my skin right now is just not, it's just not nice. I don't like it. I'm hating looking at it, to be honest. The highlighter I absolutely love. Like, it's absolutely stunning. That is amazing. I would definitely repurchase that. Good thing about the pans with Benefit is it takes you a long time to run out of those blushes and those bronzers, so Cookie is definitely staying in my makeup kit for a long time, and I'm definitely going to be popping that in my client kit as well. As for Benetton, it's okay. Again, it's probably not something I'll pick up. I do have quite a lot of liquid blushes because I really do enjoy wearing liquid blushes, and I wouldn't say that it's one of my favourites. So yeah, I don't hate it, but I probably wouldn't repurchase it. Same as High Beam, it does stick quite easily. You have to work quite fast with it, and I have quite a few liquid illuminators that I quite like. So again, it's probably not something I would repurchase. Benefit brow products are honestly holy grail. I love Benefit brow products. I couldn't recommend them to you guys enough. So definitely, if you're in the market for some new brow products, go and check them out. I absolutely love Precisely My Brow if you like really thin brow strokes. I like Goof Proof if you want like a really quick everyday brow like I've done here. Recommend Brow if you like that sculpted pomade brow look. Obviously the brow gel, you guys know, it's like my favourite ever. My Brow is a great one, especially if you're struggling with sparser brow hairs, so you need to check them out. The concealer I've actually been really liking. It's sat on my skin really nice. To be honest, considering it's got no powder over it, it's set really nice. It's not sitting cakey under my eyes, which is what it said it was going to do, which is great. So yeah, the concealer I actually think I would buy again. So far so good. I'll keep you guys updated. If you don't follow me on Instagram, head down to my description box and go follow me on Instagram, because I'll let you guys know what I think, any updates or anything over on there. Mascara I've been a fan of for a little while now. It's actually really nice. So yeah, I definitely like the mascara. I don't know whether it would be like my all-time favourite, but saying that, I would repurchase it because it is a really nice everyday mascara. I think that's about it. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing what I think of Benefit products. I'd love to know your opinions if you've tried any of this makeup before, down in the comment section. So leave me a little bit of a comment and feel free to DM me if you want to talk about it some more. I've really been enjoying this full face of series. I've already done full face of Charlotte Tilbury, full face of Fenty Beauty, and my next one will be Too Faced makeup. So subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my full face of videos. Apart from that guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to give me a like, subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.